Hello and welcome to episode 69 of series 4 of Master League Story Mode. Very, very exciting times. Hot off the heels of a pretty incredible season in Liga, winning the Coupe de France, finishing again in the Europa League spots. Pretty impressive for a newly promoted side last season. Arsenal have come a-knocking. They've seen the potential in Corinne Diacre, and although they've not gone for a big name, I think they know that she's got the ability, she's got the man management, she's got everything needed to take over from Arsene Wenger. And it's a perfect appointment, isn't it? Frenchman being replaced by French woman, a manager who plays attractive football, and I think could be the one to turn this Arsenal team around, because there is a lot to do. So here she is. What an inspiration this is to female coaches, any female involved in football, to see a female manager now managing at one of the top clubs in the world. She's going to be managing the Champions League. She's going to be working with players of such quality. It makes me so proud. She's come a very, very long way from the depths of Ligue 2 with Clermont, taking them all the way to the Coupe de France final and now getting the dream move to North London. This is going to be exciting. So there we are, Stan Kroenke. He's come out and he's got some stuff to say. He's sure we're going to love it at Arsenal. Well, if you give us some money, Stan, then maybe we will. And he wants us to get into the knockout stages of the Champions League. That should be a minimum, I would say. That's fine. I'm quite happy with that. Let's take a look at our budget. 51 million? That's not a lot. That isn't a lot. But that 30 million salary budget, though, has whet my appetite. Absolutely. That's a big salary budget. I think with a few player sales, which I imagine we're going to have quite a few to deal with, I think we could have a decent amount of money. I mean, Clermont, when we left, I think we actually had somewhere approaching 150 million in the transfer budget. The Fat Sheikh had come out, tried to get Corinne to stay, with some putting some big money on the table. The war chest was vast, but we wanted another challenge, and I'm very, very pleased to be here at Arsenal. So I think the first thing to do is to go and look at the game plan. Let's see what happens to the team spirit with Corinne Diacre's formation. Okay, 75. That's not actually that bad. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. If we can get it to somewhere, at least 75, maybe a little bit higher, with a lot of new signings, then we'll be fine. We'll start at the back. Diego Alves, 35-year-old keeper. I mean, we've got Petr Cech on the bench as well, and David Ospina. All of them very old. I think Alves probably would be okay with keeping this season, or at least until January. We've got other pressing areas to deal with. But yeah, we can definitely sell one of the other keepers. Maybe we can get some money for Petr Cech in what has got to be his last season. Now at the back, well, interestingly, our left and right backs, that's got to be our centre-back duo, hasn't it? Koscielny and Laporte. I think moving forward, that's fine. The only problem is we don't have a right or left back to put in at the moment. So for now, we'll leave that as it is. But yeah, that's got to be first on the shopping list, a right back and a left back. Got plenty of shopping to be done. Jose Font and Ashley Williams, yeah, they can definitely go on the transfer list. Ashley Williams, interesting to see that he's moved to Arsenal. He's been, or was in the past, touted with many a move to Arsenal. Never materialised, which is probably for the best. But yeah, that's getting that one pretty spot on. Now, as we move into the midfield, the problem we've got here is Gerpagui is a fake player. And as you know, we don't play with fake players in this team. So he's got to come straight out. And Aaron Ramsey I'd like to play. I think Teixeira can play at attacking midfield. So for now, that's going to be our midfield three. So we're missing an Encham here, aren't we? I love Santi Cazorla, and we'll play him as long as we can. I think him and Ramsey, I'd be happy to have them compete for that second centre midfield position, but we do need a DMF. We absolutely do. Ramirez isn't going to hack it there. Slavchev, no. So that's definitely on the list as well. We know what Ramsey and Cazorla can do. They're not getting any younger. Ramsey might actually be one that we'd look to upgrade. He has got no speed, 67 speed. I mean, he was never quick. Neither of these two were ever that quick. But that is a very, very slow partnership there. And Encham into that might be interesting. Teixeira, he's 30 years old as well. It's an ageing midfield. We need to upgrade here. Attacking midfield has definitely got to be on the list as well. We want a mobile, agile, good passing, can score goals sort of player. I think Malcolm might be able to play there as well. He slots in at 82 there. That's not actually that bad. So that's an option. If we don't find an attacking midfielder, we could always play Malcolm there and look for another winger. Expect it to be easier to find a winger. And Malcolm's stats are lovely. I can't believe he's only 23. Forget how young he is. Great passer. His finishing is a bit off. That's an issue maybe for that attacking midfield position. We never found the right attacking midfield at Clermont. We should be able to find one now with the resources we've got. And then up top, well, I would play Sanchez out on the left. Part of me wants to sell Sanchez, but I think we've got to keep him. He's still got such high stats in some of the physical areas, alongside great finishing and passing. Martinez, he's certainly athletic, looks to be pretty decent in the air. Yeah, he's got a lot of stats as well. Worth keeping as a bench option. And then onto the bench, well, Cech and Ospina, one of them we'll look to sell, whoever we get more money for. Gil, I don't know who that is, but we don't want you anymore. Bagel, you can leave. Pepegui's got to go. Ramirez, Boga. I mean, Boga, we looked at signing at Clermont, but I don't think he's going to be Arsenal quality. Might be worth keeping. And then Hulk as well. I mean, we've got to sell pretty much everyone on the bench and try and build some quality here. I think we can keep this formation almost exactly the same as it was at Clermont. I thought it was going to have a bigger impact, but 76 is a decent team spirit to start with, so yeah, if we can build on that, it's not going to be a problem. So next up, it's into the negotiations. Let's go and do some transfer listing. Corinne Diacre has been touted as saying this squad is aging, we need to make changes. She's not frightened of coming in and mixing things up a bit, so let's just go through and transfer list everyone. So we've got as far as Hulk. Everyone has been transfer listed under there. I think out of the remaining players, oh yeah, Perpegui's got to go on because we can't be playing with fake players. Everyone else, I mean, is there anyone here particularly worth a lot of money who are not likely to play? 29 million for Ramsey's going to be tempting. Probably going to look to upgrade him. He's just so slow. He's so slow. I do like Aaron Ramsey in real life, but yeah, he's going on the list as well. Big changes abound. So next up, time to send out the scouts. So the rules within Master League Story Mode should be that we go with the first area that you're allowed to look at is the area in which the club is. I think we'll change that slightly for a journeywoman series, in that the whatever area the manager has come from is the first one they can scout in. That makes sense. Corinne Diacre and her staff, some of who she's presumably brought with her, they're going to have a good knowledge of France. So we're going to have to go for France first. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to first of all have a look at some of our linked players, just to get an idea of where we need to search. So before we get into France, which is obviously the big one, I know that we've got links with Chelsea and Manchester City, so we'll take a look at them, see if there's anyone there that takes our fancy. Quick look at Chelsea. Morata, maybe? We could do with a sort of target man. That's always been the plan, hasn't it? 28 years old now. Great finisher. Decent in the air. Fairly quick. Doesn't even have header, though, as a thing. I'm not convinced. Diego Costa, that would be interesting. We do need a left back as well. Barbar might be a good shout. Start adding some of these to the list. I think Morata's probably a good shout. No, not 100% though. Not 100%. We can't sign Harry Kane for Arsenal, surely. Let's move on. So as we know, Manchester City, another one of the link clubs. I can't remember the link, but it's definitely there. So a lot of good options in here. But ooh, that sticks out. That sticks out indeed. We're looking for an attacking midfielder. And Insigne, well, he can play up front. He can play out on the left. But as an attacking midfielder, he'd be excellent. He's 29 years old. He's coming into his prime. But I'm loving the low passing and finishing stats alongside great speed, explosive power and dribbling. He would be good, and he looks like he would sign, so we'll put in a bid for him. Early bid there. Interesting one, I like that. Kolasinac, we'd definitely consider him for that left-back role that we need. Bring him back to the club. I like him. He's powerful. A 30-year-old Kyle Walker. Tempting. He could be probably fairly good value. Still got a lot of his pace. I'm sure he's declining rapidly. Put him on the list. So with the club teams out of the way, if there are any that I've missed, then let me know. We can go and have another look. There's a few French clubs I know she's got links with. None of them quite as exciting as Chelsea and Man City. Right, so France, our highest rated player is Alexis Sanchez, who's 87 rated. So it pretty much unlocks every single French player to us, except for Pogba and Griezmann. I think we would have liked Griezmann, but that's not going to happen. But you know what it does allow us to look at? It allows us to look at either Dembele or Mbappe. Would love to see either one of those two in an Arsenal shirt. I think we've got to. We've got to give that a go. No question there. But then we need to remember as well that left and right backs are definitely a priority. Hernandez from Real Madrid. Interesting. Absolute firecracker down that left-hand side. Got to put a bid in for him. And then right backs. Dubois. Blanche Dubois. Maybe. He looks pretty decent, actually. Does look decent. Great crosser. He's like a better version of Alcibiade. There we go. We'll just fire some off. Just firing out some early transfer requests. See what we can bring back. Fernandez's brother as well. That's another option. He can play centre-back. We are looking for a DMF, and Zonzi's a good one. He's getting on a bit though, isn't he? Bodiger, he'd be interesting. I found that anyone with a one chance of signing just doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. So there we go. That's a few early ones to look at. Let's go and take a look at the scout now. As I said, has to go to France. I'm going to look for the right back that we need. It's got to be in France. Normally I'd go for still developing, but I think we'll go for overall rating. Ignore the budget. And I think the DMF that we need would be good as well. Again in France. And again overall rating. Ignore that. And I'd be interested to see what sort of attacking midfield talent they could find in France. Again overall rating. We want the very best. So there we are. Scouts sent out. Is there anything else left to do? We can take a look at the list of players that we've considered in the past. We do need to go and look at Claremont actually, don't we? We do need to have a little look there. Morata, yeah, it'd be interesting. Carl Walker. Mounier. Oh, Jan Karamo. Let's go and look at Claremont, actually. So we always planned on bringing some players with us from Claremont. It was a tearful goodbye from Corinne Diacre. Been at the club for 4 seasons. Was it 5 seasons in total? Are there any of our ex-players that we want to take with us? Olivier and Cham. I mean, he would be great backup in the midfield. Still young, still improving. Jan Karamo, obviously. We've got a very special place in our heart for him. Still only 22 years old. He's going to get better. He is going to get better. He's already on the list. We'll add in Cham to the list as well, just to make sure we always consider him. And then everyone else, there's not really anyone that excites me, obviously, other than Goodwin. Goodwin. Got to be able to get him for peanuts. He's only worth 8 million. So even just for old time's sake, we've got to bring him in. Couple of signings here already. The new manager bringing in 72 rated keeper and a 66 rated left back. Yep. Can't see that they've sold anyone yet. Well, anyway. If we can bring in Koyalapu, I think we should. Let me know in the comments if there's any other Claremont players we should bring with us. But I just don't know if any of them would be able to make the step up. I think they probably would. Caramo's got to be one to consider, and in Cham. They're the two that people talk about most. So there we go. The initial admin out of the way. Let's keep moving. And only 3 short days later, already negotiations are flying back in. Don't know if Mislintat is involved. But Mbappe and Dembele and Dubois have all broken down. That's a shame. Insigne and Hernandez. Excited about those two. I think they'd slot in very nicely. We need a left back very, very desperately. So Dembele, Barcelona have said no. No other teams in contact. Same for Mbappe. I wonder if their chances of signing will now drop. Insigne, 27 million. Hernandez, 24 million. Lovely. Yeah, I think we could probably do that. Insigne would be excellent. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll hold off for these until the end of the episode just to get your opinions on these 2 signings. Insigne not getting any younger. But I love that spread of stats. And we could keep Malcolm out on the right. I think that'd be fine. Theo Hernandez at left back. I mean, he's only 23 years old. He's a pretty big guy. Quick, though. Decent passer. He doesn't quite have the crossing that you'd like. 24 million's not cheap, but it's definitely one who's got more potential. Could probably get a few million off there. We might be able to drive down the salary slightly. And Insigne, well, he wants 6.5 million. 27 million seems fairly cheap for him. Coming over from Manchester City. Maybe we can try and get this salary down a touch. Looks like we probably can. Give him a goal bonus. Whacking great goal bonus there. Up to 100%. Happy with that. Probably don't need to give him 4 years. Give him 3 years and slightly bigger appearance bonus. 5 million. I mean, we'd be able to sign 6 players like that with this salary budget, so that seems pretty reasonable. So with Dembele and Mbappe breaking down, although they're still on 3 out of 5, they may be possible in the future. And we'll have another look and see if there are any other good centre forwards. It drops off pretty quickly in quality. Jan Karamo's up there. I mean, we probably should give him a bid when we get a chance. Although I'd love to have either Mbappe or Dembele, so we've probably got to go back into them when we get a chance. Let's keep moving. So 3 days down the line, what's this going to be? We did try and negotiate with Insigne and Hernandez. Those have gone through. That's fine. So that's a good bank of 2 great players that we can bring in. We've got them signed, sealed, delivered. Let's take a look at the costs involved for them. So it would be a combined transfer fee of 51 million. That's basically all of our transfer fee gone, but we're expecting to sell players. And then only just over 8 million in salary between them. That's totally doable. I think that'd be a great start. Let's see if any players See if any teams are interested in some of our players. Petr Cech. Oh, we didn't put him on the transfer list. Definitely want to put him there. Gerpagui. Yeah, players interested there. And then below that, yeah, there's a lot of clubs interested in some of our bottom feeders. Hopefully we get rid of them. Let's wait and see what the scouts have got for us as well. So we've had a bid for Teixeira. That's one of the players we didn't actually put on the transfer list. I'm not sure if we want to sell him. He's fairly versatile. There's a Brazil international as well. The scout is back though. Let's go and take a look. See what they've got for us. So Fabinho at right back. He does play there. That's an interesting one. Also can slot in at DMF. Got to put a bid in for him. He's a great player. Obviously on his way to Liverpool now. He'll be playing there next season. But he would fit in well at Arsenal, I feel. So definitely going to consider him. Still waiting to hear on the DMFs and attacking midfielders. So we'll leave that for a second. I think we're going to go back in with some renewed bids for Dembele and Mbappe. Corinne Diacre wants her landmark, absolute headline, blockbuster signing. It's going to be one of these two young strikers. Oh, to have either of them at the club would be incredible. I feel like Mbappe would be better. We could easily play Dembele out on the right-hand side, Malcolm at attacking midfield. Oh, it's going to be very, very exciting if we can add them to our attack. So 3 more days have gone. What have we got here? Sven Mislintat has been very busy. Dembele has gone through, Mbappe hasn't. Oh, and Fabinho's gone through as well. And we've had an offer for Jose Fonte. Things are really starting to heat up here. Mbappe, though, that's the one I want. Dembele would be fine, but we're going to go back in for Mbappe. That would be absolutely incredible. So Fabinho, I expect he'll be quite expensive. Yeah, 22 million. Only a 5 million salary. He's only 27 years old as well. He'd be great. We could play him straight away at right back. Hernandez on the left, Fabinho on the right. Great crosser of the ball. He can slot in at DMF as well. Insigne in front of, well, probably be Cazorla and another central midfielder. And then either Mbappe and Dembele between Sanchez and Malcolm up top. Very, very exciting. I think we'd still need another central midfielder, really. But, yeah, I think that's all looking good. Dembele, 32 million. Yeah, well, that was to be expected. And there are other teams in for Mbappe now. This gets a little bit serious now. Don't know if that's going to work. Juventus, AC Milan and Dortmund all after Dembele, unsurprisingly. Doesn't look like we can do much about any of this, really. Just going to have to go with that. We have to run with the 9 million. Mbappe, that's a real shame. I really wanted him. The only problem with Dembele is he's not a natural finisher. He's not the right player, really, is he? We need an absolutely dead-eye finisher, goal scorer in the middle. Mbappe would have been it. He's not the target man that Corinne Diacre likes. Maybe we need to go back to the drawing board on that one. Let's take a look at Font. How much are they going to offer us for him? 22 million. Yep, that's fine. Yep, we will definitely bite your arm off for that. 22 million. And we're up to 73 million now. Looking good. Lot of players still to leave. Let's have another look at centre forwards in France. I mean, Benzema, a bit more of a target man. He's a big guy. 33-year-old, though. Not sure if we want to sign him. So Fonte has left the club. That's the first sale. We need to get a lot more of them going. Corinne Diacre needs to be out there. Like Del Trotter with her suitcase. Got some lightly used, slightly old centre-backs for sale. And the DMFs are back. And what quality. Oh, my word. Verratti, Tielemans, Thiago. Wow. Wow. Tielemans is still only 23 years old. Defensively ball winning out of these three, Verratti would be incredible, wouldn't he? I mean, I want to sign all of them. I want them all. I mean, Verratti would be so cool to have. Tielemans is a better passer. He's very slow, though. Very slow. They're all quite slow. I think Verratti's ball winning and his speed might give him the edge, but he's so much more expensive. Tielemans would be great, wouldn't he? That would be great. Well, we're going to put in a bid for him first. Hopefully Verratti and Thiago don't disappear. Mesut Ozil. Oh, that's got to be tempting. Bringing him back to the club from PSG. Oh, he is old, though. He's very old. But on the other end of the spectrum, Lopez. I like the look of this guy. Only 23 years old. Absolutely tiny. Can play in central midfield. Perhaps the successor to Santi Cazorla, but he's quick as well. Very much like the look of this guy. Definitely going to go back in for him. Oof, there's some real quality appearing. So what do we need now? We need a big budget. So 30, 40, 50. That's 60 million. 60 million for Dembele in there. So 60, 82 million. We need about 120 million to sign these. We need some players to leave. We need them gone. We need them out. We can sell to Share if we need to. That's 17 million to Swansea. Wouldn't be too concerned there. So Tielemans, negotiations are continuing with him. We're going to need to pull some triggers soon. This might be a very short episode because I'd like to get all of your opinions. We might even rustle up a vote on this one. I mean, look at this quality that we've got here. Tielemans would be great. What a passer he is. Decent finisher. He can smack one as well. He's very slow. Very, very slow, though. He's not the defensive midfielder that we wanted. Fabinho is, but then we would need a right back as well. So now I've gone back into the French players and I've spotted Tolisso. I think he would be a really smart option. We're currently maxed out, though, of players that we can negotiate with, which is a real shame. Oh, and Mbappe's gone. He's gone to River Plate. Oh, that must have been a big bid. Mbappe's now out of the picture. That's a real shame. That is a real shame. Dembele's not the one. We need another striker. We need a proper centre forward. He's not going to be the right fit. So this is going to be a very short episode, but I really just need your opinions on who we should be signing. We need a left back and a right back. There are our first two choices. I think Hernandez and Fabinho would be excellent choices there. Neither of them that old. 27 Fabinho. Hernandez, obviously, still a lot of room to improve. And he's a proper left-footed offensive fullback, which is exactly what we need. Fabinho, he can slot in DMF as well. He might even be the DMF signing that we need. I'm not sure. I mean, he'd be great there. He's got all the attributes. So I think those two would be excellent signings. We can totally afford them. We've got plenty of money. It's these three here that get a little bit more unsure about. Insigne, I really like him. Really like Insigne. I think he would be the sort of attacking midfield player that I love to play with. I think he'd slot in well. He's still very quick. He's old, but he hasn't lost much of his pace. He's so strong on the ball. He's not physically strong, but he'll be very difficult to dispossess. And yeah, he can launch attacks. He can score goals. He's got great passing ability. I think he'd be excellent. Tielemans and Dembele, I'm not sure about. Not sure about. The players that we could maybe consider other than Tielemans would be Verratti, obviously. And also, you could also look at Tolisso. Bit younger. Proper box-to-box midfielder. He's got a bit of the encham to him. He's a good ball winner. He's got good defensive prowess, good passing. He's just a very good all-round player. And yeah, he's still got a little bit of room to improve as well. I think he might be the better option over Tielemans. Maybe over Verratti. I don't think we'll be able to afford Verratti. And then Dembele, obviously I want to sign him. He's so exciting, but I just don't think he's right for us. Malcolm would be a really great choice out on that right-hand side. We maybe need a cheaper backup. There's no point in having Malcolm and Dembele. They're both excellent. It would be a shame to have Malcolm on the bench. We're going to need to look at some of the bench players that we have. We're going to need to do that. First of all, though, I think we're looking for our starters. I don't know if Dembele's right. I don't know if he's right. I think we need a proper striker. And I think for me, that would probably be with Mbappe moved to River Plate. It might be bringing in an ageing Benzema. There's been a lot of talk of that for many years about him going to Arsenal. Don't know if it's the right time. There's no other real French strikers worth looking at. Obviously, in the listed players, we did highlight Alvaro Morata as an option. Still not quite sure about that. We might be able to send the scout out and look for something. We also have in the scouted players, we've got Lopez as well, who might be the next Santi Cazorla. Incredible footwork, great passing, quick. Still very young, still going to improve a lot. I would love to sign him. 25 million market value. So a lot to think about in this one. A lot to think about. I want to hear from you all in the comments. Who would you sign? Who wouldn't you sign? What's our biggest priorities? I want to hear it all. And I'll be there chatting with you. As I said, we've got 73 million now. We can easily bump that up to 80, 90 million. And then there's going to be 3 or 4 more sales here. So that's going to be 150 million easily. Which means we could sign pretty much all of these players. And still have a little bit left over from some bench players. For Koyalapu, definitely got to bring him in. And Cham, I'd love to have him in the side as well. So let me know what you think. Really exciting start to this transfer window. We've still got plenty of time left as well. I'm loving how quickly we're getting all of our business done. And it's going to be Aston Villa, first game of the season. Can we get off to a flying start? And then we're into the Champions League playoffs straight away. And that is going to be a massive one. Corinne Diacre, she needs to come out of the blocks firing. We need to get into the Champions League proper. I mean, Stan Kroenke wants to see us in the knockouts of the Champions League. If we don't get that, then we could be in trouble. It's the problem with moving to a big club. Corinne Diacre's job could essentially be on the line very, very quickly if we don't get that done. So we need to make the right choices in the transfer window. Join me in the next episode where we may even get to play. And we'll certainly have some new signings. I'll see you in a bit.